Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Game 3 in a best-of-3 series between Dignitas Merz, the yellow Terran up on the top right of Xel'Naga Caverns, and MTW Dimaga, the red Zerg down on the bottom left. Dimaga hails from the Ukraine, Merz hails from Sweden, and they are playing in the Intel Extreme Masters European Championship right now. This best-of-3 was played for the group stages of that tournament, and the tournament is still going on. The group stages aren't even complete yet, and like I said, this is a Game 3, so both players pretty evenly matched so far throughout this little BO3, and both of them are fighting to continue on into the European Championships. And actually, whoever wins the European Championship will eventually go on to represent Europe in the World Finals. I believe Phoenix and QXC will be going for North America. Don't know who's going for Korea yet, but they're actually supposed to have the most representation, because that's how ESL rolls. 2 players from North America, I think it was like 5 from Europe and like 9 from Korea or something, but anyway, won't discuss that too much. Most players and StarCraft 2 enthusiasts know about Dimaga already, but I don't feel like a lot of North American players know much about Merz. He is a member of Dignitas Gaming, along with Show and Diapollo, and Select actually is one most North Americans do know. Dignitas building themselves a pretty good team over there in Europe, and I believe Select is the only North American / Korean member at the time, but they're trying. MTW, of course, has Dimaga and Demuslim, 2 of the best players in Europe, in my opinion. And Dimaga's going to be going hatch first before spawning pool for the 3rd game in a row. There goes that spawning pool. Merz sending that scouting SCV. He'll be able to see all of this very soon. Dimaga not too concerned, just letting his overlord see everything. What's going on here? Back in Merz base, we have a single tech lab coming up, so he might be making a Reaper for some quick scouting purposes, or, you know, just transitioning into his normal build. Last 2 games we saw 1 Rax fast expand out of Merz, and one was kind of a result of Shakir's Plateau having good position to be able to do it, and the other, he just kind of saw that Dimaga wasn't building a lot of units there on Lost Temple, so he was able to keep up by fast expanding. So we'll see if he does it again this game. On Xel'Naga Caverns, but a Reaper is being created. He's going to send that on down there as soon as possible to see what's going on in the main. That spawning pool is up now, but Dimaga just building a queen and a roach warren. No lings just yet. He's going to wait until he sees a threat before he starts building any lings. Also not getting... oh, there's actually 2 lings right now, so he's going to chase off this SCV so his natural hatchery doesn't get killed a million years from now. But the first Reaper from Merz is on the way. It looks like Merz is going for Stimpack a lot faster than he was in that game 2. He actually waited until after his first push, and it kind of fell apart for him. Not having that stem, but these lings, of course, are going to go down to this Reaper. Is Merz going to drop a bunker? We saw in Lost Temple he did the same sort of scouting technique, but he dropped a bunker before the creep got too far. He dropped it like here or here. Instead, it looks like he's going to be going into the main. Does not want to be there when that queen pops out. Of course, there is a queen waiting for him already at the main, and he's going to get a couple of Talon jabs, since we learned that the queen's melee attack is Talons. But this SCV even gets to live with 4 health. Lucky guy. Anyway, looks like Merz sort of wrapping up his scouting information there. I don't know if he even saw that Roach Warren. No, he didn't. He didn't even get that far. He didn't want to sacrifice the Reaper to see everything in Dimaga's base, though it probably would have been good information. Oh, and Merz did expand very quickly off of that 1 barracks again. Looks like he's going back to his roots, his Lost Temple roots that we saw in Game 1, going for those 3 barracks very quickly rather than Tank Marine. Without stim. Now he's getting Marauders as well, probably expecting roaches. I don't know if he actually saw the roaches. He might have with this Reaper, but roaches are on the way from Dimaga. 5 roaches very quickly. Haven't seen this kind of aggression out of him just yet. He did send 4 roaches at a very well fortified natural expansion of Merz in Game 2, but to pretty much no effect. He just used one of these big fat roaches to scout for him after losing the rest of them, but it looks like he's gunning it straight for that SCV line. 3 roach spits do equal 1 SCV kill, and a Marine kill, actually, for that matter. So if he starts attacking all these SCVs, he's going to be able to rack up a few kills here. He does not manage to snag that very last one. Now, oh, actually he does get all the SCV kills at the natural and escapes with all 5 roaches. So he might even be able to kill this one if he spots it. And yes, he does actually. He goes the long way around to try and kill it off. These Marines have time to actually come back down the ramp. These Marauders as well. They don't have concussive shells yet, but they do have stim. Don't know if we're going to be seeing the stim yet, though, with so few units. Dimaga's probably just going to spit on this orbital command a couple more times. Actually, no, he's just going to retreat. He knows he's not going to be able to kill it. Doesn't want to risk any roaches being lost there to these Marauders, so he just hightails it out of there. Back at home, throwing up some more gas now. Is the lair complete? Yes, it is. Has he built anything with it? A spire is on the way, so it looks like he's going to be going for Roach Muta right now. No Baneling Nest yet. We usually see that out of Dimaga pretty quickly, and I don't see one planted just yet. He does have 2 queens, actually 3 queens up to defend against whatever merz can throw at him. An SCV does come along to scout here. Going to be picked off very quickly by these Talons. I'm just going to call Queens Talons from now on, I think. Maybe not. But just for this series. This is an isolated Talon event. But lots of Marines and Marauders coming out. Just mass bio. Where are they rallied to right now? They are rallied all the way down at Dimaga's natural, it looks like. He is moving with a ton of Marines and Marauders already. Don't know if he's going to be able to kill off this Overlord. Doesn't even look like he's too concerned about it. Actually, yeah, he is going to stop and try and kill off this Overlord. I don't know if that was a great idea or not. He's actually pulling 8 SCVs to come along for the ride. Does not quite kill that Creep Tumor, but he might be able to pop this Overlord if he moves his Marines into a good enough position. Yes, there goes that Overlord, and now he's attacking the natural hatchery. The roaches are nowhere to be found. I don't see them anywhere here for Dimaga, so actually they are blocking the ramp right now, but that hatchery goes down in extraordinarily quick fashion. That Baneling Nest, where did that Baneling Nest come from? Was that there the whole time? Am I blind? Anyway, kills that off, moves over to the brush, the vision blocking brush over here. Might even score another Overlord kill. That'd be great for him, as Dimaga is kind of reeling now from his limited production. He does have Mutalisks in the air now, but there are still a lot of stimmable Marines alive for merz, so I don't think he's going to want to attack that head on. All these drones that got pulled from the natural are starting to come in again. But check this out. Merz is actually coming back with his Marauders and Marines. He's going to be able to come just in time to catch all these drones. What is going to happen here? He's going to not take out the hatch, or the extractor actually does take out the extractor. Goes straight for the drones, doesn't quite catch up to him though, and now all these Lings and Mutas and Roaches and Queens are going to be able to clean up this force, so merz actually sacrificing all these units to try and kill some drones, but instead just gets surrounded. He gets some Ling kills and maybe some Muta kills, but that's about it. I'm going to have to check later and see where those Roaches from earlier went off to, but the Baneling Nest was rebuilt. He's getting centrifugal hooks very quickly and lots of Lings out so that he can start morphing those right away. Merz is not slowing down. He's sending a second wave of Tier 1 units right now to come see what he can kill off at Dimaga's natural. He is trying to rebuild the hatchery, unlike on Lost Temple, where he just tried to all-in. Last time that didn't work out for him too well, so this time he's going to try and play it a little bit safer and rebuild. Morphing some Banelings now. We see 8 of them coming up in the production tab. And merz stims up, runs in. Will he get this queen kill? Almost certainly. No, he is going to divert his attention to this hatchery and try and kill it off. I think he's going to be successful as long as he doesn't turn on those Zerglings. He is just going to sacrifice the rest of the Marines to be able to delay that expansion from going down any sooner than it needs to. So merz doing a good job staying on 2 bases and limiting Dimaga to just 144 SCVs and 3 mules against 37 drones. Merz just an economy machine right now. Check the income tab. Yes, we can see he's got nearly double, while those mules are operating, nearly double the mineral income there. And what else is going on? He does have a reactor starport and another factory on the way. 5 barracks fully pumping. 2 of them actually still need add-ons, but maybe he'll get to that eventually. +1 Tier 1 weapons coming in. Like to see that, of course. If you got the engineering bay for turrets, you might as well get some upgrades. Upgrades obviously turn the tide in a lot of battles in StarCraft 2. And these medevacs are just churning away. Merz is actually on the move already again with a lot of Marines. He hasn't seen any Banelings yet, and he did take out that Baneling Nest earlier, so maybe he's not expecting to see any on this little trip down south to Dimaga's natural. The medevacs actually stop and heal up that SCV back up to full. That was kind of interesting. Oh no, Dimaga just dropped this third hatchery not long ago, and merz is going to go straight to it. Looks like Dimaga is waiting for it, though. He does start to move in with all these Lings, Mutas, Roaches, and Banelings. the Marines are not going to have anything to block for them, no meaty tanks to be able to take out these Banelings with extra speed, so they are just going to roll right into the Marines and blow them up. Wow, look at that. I always love seeing that acid death animation that the Banelings cause on the Marines, and now of course these Mutalisks are able to pick off the medevacs as we go too. More Banelings rolling up to these Marines. Are they going to catch him? I don't know. Yes, he does catch him. Oh, so many Marines just got destroyed right there. Oh man, more Marines going down. Every Baneling was worth it there, and he might even get some SCV kills, or at least splash into them, get them into the red so that these roaches can get some free kills. Mutalisk bounces, also killing off some SCVs there, so Dimaga gets a little bit of a reprisal there. Very nice for him. And he starts to back off now as he realizes Merz actually has more units than he does for the time being. 18 Banelings morphing somewhere on the map for Dimaga. Where are those little guys? They are here at the third base. All these little Baneling eggs morphing. So Dimaga almost lost his third, actually had a very, very good defense there and even managed to push all the way back to Merz base. Now we see 54 SCVs and 4 mules against 40 drones. The income tab should still look pretty one-sided, yes, in Merz's favor. But Dimaga is going to be on 3 bases soon. I don't know if he's going to want to drone up, though. He might want to keep his unit advantage. Looks like he is just cranking out lots of Speedlings and those Banelings, of course, to handle all those Marines that we saw earlier. Look at the minimap right now. There is a medevac full of Marines here for Merz, so I am going to keep the main camera here on the action and maybe do some PIP to see what that drop is able to achieve. Here we have Banelings rolling in. Mutalisks attacking the tanks first and foremost. Banelings attacking those Marines. These roaches need to move up to join the Mutalisks instead of just poking away at that supply depot. The siege tank up here is actually going to be pretty detrimental to Dimaga unless he can get those Mutalisks in to kill it off, and he cannot. There are just too many Marines there. These roaches and Muta are not going to be much longer for this world as Merz is able to clean those up with the remaining tank and Marines that he has left there. And it looks like Merz is very busy here. He actually did another drop right here. Hasn't even microed these Marines. He just dropped them and let them start attacking those Evo chambers. Now Dimaga is going to come in and start cleaning up with these Zerglings, killing those guys off. The medevac has no survivors to bring home to Merz's main, and actually Marines still going at it here at Dimaga's natural, killing off drones and lings and things like that. Looks like he was able to kill off the hatchery there at the third location for Dimaga. This medevac's empty. This one still has a handful of Marines here still alive, but Dimaga has to be reeling from that attack. He's down to only 29 drones against those 58 SCVs of Merz. Income tab even more skewed than before. 115 food for Merz against only 60 for Dimaga. Things are starting to go south for him. Those 2 drops were actually very effective. Merz was lucky to be able to defend at home and still be able to drop on 2 fronts, forcing Dimaga to basically be attacked on all sides and have to decide where to commit his units, and it actually worked out in Merz's favor. So now he is starting to break down these destructible rocks here at the high yield minerals. Looks like he's going to play it safe. When you're ahead, just get more ahead. We hear it all the time in StarCraft 2, and it looks like Merz is just going to subscribe to that way of thinking. He's already got the command center built, so he's just going to float it on over there to the third while he presses forward with these many, many Marines and tanks. Here's that medevac from earlier with the 5 Marines. Looks like he's going to be trying to hit the back of Dimaga's base while the front just pushes in, obviously, at the front. Merz sieges up right here. He's got quite a lot of Marines. Check this out, 2 pages worth and lots of medevacs here for support. I don't know what Dimaga actually has. I'm going to leave the units tab up just for now. 17 Banelings, 4 Mutas, 20 Lings. Here they start splashing into the Marines, and Dimaga has had really, really efficient Baneling to Marine kill ratios so far. Looks like a few go down there. I'm not watching those tanks siege and unsiege. I want to see how many Marines these Banelings are able to kill. Looks like quite a few there, but Merz is actually running all the way home with these guys. On the minimap, there is that drop going on in the back like we mentioned earlier. Dimaga actually killed almost all of those Marines with just Banelings, and he is actually going to be able to attack this planetary fortress and start to kill it off before it even is able to complete, but Merz just cancels it, lifts off. Does he have anything there to repair it? It doesn't look like it, but he could obviously send some SCVs to come repair there. He does. There's a bunch of them here coming, and that drop actually finally getting cleared up by those Mutalisks of Dimaga, but Dimaga is so far behind now. Look at the 64 supply against 115. The worker count is skewed as ever, 61 SCVs against only 36 drones. Looks like Dimaga is banking all his hopes on Banelings right now, but the thing is about Banelings, you can't really win games with just Banelings. You gotta need some more units there. He does get his third up and running again, but he's not trying to saturate it right now. He's sending some drones over from that that natural expansion. He's already mined out at his main, and merz with this high yield expansion is going to be shooting even farther ahead in income. Well, actually he's been ahead the whole game, but now with his main mined out, he is on one blue base and one gold base, so he's got quite a lot of minerals to work with. That was kind of weird. He stemmed up for pretty much no reason there. I don't know if Dimaga did a feint that he could see or not, but let's just switch it back onto production. Dimaga just making Zerglings and drones, while merz makes tanks, marines, marauders, and another refinery here at this high yield. He could even be cranking out more medevacs right now. He's actually doing a great job with his spending, still under 100 minerals. Dimaga looks like he's pressing in for his final attack. He actually sacks a lot of banelings on that planetary fortress, but not enough to kill it off. He does, despite some good micro from merz getting those marines spaced out, he does manage to kill off a ton of marines there, but now, like I said, Dimaga doesn't really have a lot left to fight with after spending so much on those marines. He's got like a single mutalisk hanging out here and 2 queens. Yeah, that's literally what he has. 1 mutalisk and 2 queens against this standing army of medevacs, tanks, and marines against that merz actually has against him. So merz is going to take game 3. There we see Dimaga saying GG and grats. Merz, very gracious, humble winner here, says thank you. But man, that was a really good TVZ series. Dimaga just kind of made, I don't know if they're bad decisions, just evidently not the right ones. Merz just outplayed him, it looked like, in this game on Xel'Naga Caverns. Look at this creep spread. Dimaga even had creep like all over the map and was just caught unawares trying to attack into this front here while getting dropped at 2 bases at once. Really just crippled him, and merz even did a drop here at the end, shooting up this 3rd base. So Dimaga just out united and out incomed the entire game. So hope you guys enjoyed that play by merz. I actually just cast a series between merz and Muslim as well. If you haven't seen that yet, you might as well check it out, and I'll be back soon with even more games.